All right, what's going on, guys? So it's no secret that MacBooks are expensive products, but in all my buyer's guide for MacBooks, I always say buy used or refurbished, especially refurbished. And the product I have here with me today is a refurbished MacBook Pro 16-inch from Amazon. But I'm also going to show you methods on what you should look for if you decide to buy refurbished or used and what to look out for. I think I already said looked out for twice. All right, I will be unboxing this at the later portion of the video, but I'll have a timestamp somewhere on the screen. But before you skip to that point, I really do think that a lot of people should watch the next section here of what you should look for online. Whether it's the retail space or the online space, this is the methods I think you should use for not only the MacBook that I purchased here, but for other MacBooks or laptops that you're interested in. So let's jump into my computer real quick. So the first place I always recommend is Apple's Refurbished. And it's not any reason why, it's more or less you're getting closer to the source. And Apple, in terms of their refurbished program, honestly, you are pretty much getting a brand new machine. So I'm going to select MacBook Pro, and what I want you guys to do here is select 14 and 16 inch because we're looking in the market space of if you're trying to buy a used MacBook Pro or a refurbished MacBook Pro. So you'll see here the 14 inch is $1539. I actually got this 16 inch from Amazon for $1549. But once again, Apple, you're getting closer to the source. You're getting a more true to new product whenever you buy refurbished from them, and you also get a 1-year warranty and have the ability to add Apple Care. So that is the incentive and the higher prices of going with Apple refurbished. But as you can see here, this first 14 inch is $1539. If I were to click on it, tells me that I can pay through Apple Pay, how fast I can get it, the specs and whatnot. And pretty much, once again, this is a brand new machine. I highly recommend people look at the MacBook or the refurbished Apple products. Now I want to move over to Best Buy. Now Best Buy, it can be kind of a hit or miss. I'm going to type in MacBook Pro M1 14. You want to be specific in your search cases. So you'll see here that unfortunately these old MacBooks are flying off the shelves. The M2s are selling pretty well. This one right now retails for $2,000. Best Buy is selling it for $17.99. But the one thing I want you guys to check for is open box. So I would say, at least when it comes to the Best Buy in their electronics, I wouldn't go anything lower than excellent. And you'll see here, excellent $17.29. So you're getting an even bigger discount. But Best Buy also has a refurbished section as well. Unfortunately, for this MacBook Pro 14-inch M2, there's nothing here. So Best Buy would be another good option to look. I also have MicroCenter. I'm nearby a MicroCenter, and MicroCenter has pretty good deals. So I'm going to do M1 Pro, M1 14-inch. You'll see here at MicroCenter, $13.99. This is actually cheaper than both Apple and Best Buy. So if you have access to a MicroCenter, I would also recommend looking there. But do keep in mind they only have 3 in stock because these things are flying off the shelves. The next place I highly recommend is eBay. eBay, I trust a little bit more than the next 2 options, but I'm just going to type in MacBook Pro 14-inch and M1. And this is the one thing I want you guys to keep in mind when looking at eBay, because you can fall into some pit holes or footholes, whatever. You're going to fall into a hole, and I don't want you guys to do that. eBay, there's 2 ways of doing this. You can go through the auction route, or you can just buy directly from a seller who has it at a reasonably good price. So if you go down the auction route and if you're buying it from an individual, I would say just make sure to check the pictures, the description, and if they offer a 30-day return window. If the product checks out from what you see in terms of the pictures and the description, I would say pull the trigger, but don't go higher than what you expect on your budget for the sake of buying the laptop. When it comes to me buying used products, especially MacBooks on eBay, I always go with this person, 6AVE, and I have no affiliation with them. It's just that their prices are pretty competitive, and they do offer warranty in a 30-day return window. So you'll see here that this is the 14-inch MacBook Pro M1, and it's selling for $1,300. This is a really good deal. You're saving $666. You're saving 33% off, and as you can see here, this item is in like new condition, backed by a 1-year warranty. It has been professionally refurbished, inspected, cleaned, and in excellent condition by qualified sellers. It includes original or new accessories, and comes in a generic packaging. See listing for full details. But this is a person, I'm telling you, that I've had in my own experience no problems with, and it is at a really good price. Now, moving on to Facebook. Facebook, you start entering in some muddy waters, but I also think Facebook Marketplace is an amazing place to look for used MacBooks. So I'm just going to type in MacBook, and I want to be generic on Facebook because sometimes people don't know what they're selling. But at least in my area, people know what they're selling. So in terms of pricing, there's nothing really here for a MacBook Pro 14-inch or 16-inch. So your mileage will vary depending on where you are. These are a lot of the older MacBooks with the Intel chips, so I would say it's not really worth my time, but it's always good to check out Facebook Marketplace just to see what they have. Now, this last site I have never used before, but it is getting a lot of traffic and recommendation by my friends and coworkers, and the website is called Swappa. So I'm just going to type in MacBook Pro 14, and they have 2 versions here, which is actually pretty nice. So since we're looking at the older models, I want to look at this one here, 2021. Now, the thing I want to mention about Swappa is that it's not refurbished, it's a used. But what I always talk about with MacBooks, it seems like people really do take care of their products. They don't just like throw it around and stuff like that. So in terms of used MacBooks, this is nice. They're showing the cycle count. So this one is actually lightly used. It's in silver. Honestly, in terms of the pictures, everything looks pristine. And I think that's just because of how people treat their MacBooks. Look at this, pristine condition. I kid you not, I did not mean to say that word. But this is like a little bit of a description. Has a speaking screen protector on it. Screen underneath has no scratches. MagSafe charger, original box. Honestly, all looks good to me. So I would say Swappa is another nice choice. So I'm in the middle of editing the video and I completely forgot to talk about Amazon, where I actually purchased this 16-inch MacBook Pro. So same logic applies, but it's a little bit different on Amazon. So I'm just going to type in MacBook Pro 14-inch. And what Amazon does is their refurbished is renewed. And this one is actually not that bad of a deal. This is a 1 terabyte for $15.79. But the thing is with renewed, it is a 90-day guarantee. So all that really means is you have 90 days to return the product if you don't like it. You can see that right here. This product is eligible for replacement or return within 90 days of receipt if it does not work as intended. So if I were to go to MacBook Pro 16-inch, you see here, it says renewed. This is the one, there's only one left in stock. This is the one that I picked up. It's actually about $10 cheaper from when I purchased it, but it's the last one. They also still have refurbished under good and acceptable. But once again, I would lean more towards the excellent condition when it comes to refurbished products. Your mileage will vary if you decide to go over towards good or acceptable. But the last thing I want to mention, if you just do a generic search for MacBook Pro, I want to stress this again. If it does have an Intel chip, I would stray away from it just because the M processors are so good. So that's the only thing I want to mention. But the renewed category on Amazon and just Amazon in general when it comes to MacBooks are amazing, especially with their return policy as well. So don't forget to check out Amazon. So now I'm going to unbox this and see what Amazon's refurbished MacBooks are like. I apologize for the wobbly camera on the overhead. I'm still trying to work things out, but let's just go ahead and get this unboxed here. So this is honestly not a bad sign. This looks like the original packaging from Apple. This looks like a legitimate MacBook. So this is actually refurbished by Apple, or Amazon or the seller just happened to have this box and used it. But this is wrapped up in everything as if it came from the Apple refurbished store. So I would say why wouldn't you buy this on Amazon? It's significantly cheaper than if you were to do the same thing on Apple. We'll see. If I boot it on and I have access to add Apple Care, I want to say this probably directly came from Apple. Or at least Amazon is sourcing it from Apple's refurbished store, which is probably why they go so quick. I haven't had the 16-inch in a while, so if I go a little bit crazy, I apologize in advance. This is the space gray, if I'm not mistaken. This looks pretty much new. The cable, I will say, I believe this is a silver cable. It's not supposed to be with the space gray. And the smell always smells like a used Apple product. Jeez, this is beautiful though. Let's see if the paper is on the inside. God, this is a heavy laptop. Yep, even the paper's on the inside. Oh my God, this is like stuck to the screen. Oh, that smells like cologne. That actually smells really good. So as you can see here, I just now booted it up and it looks like a 16-inch. That is brand new. But let's do some things first. I'm already back in love with this computer. I don't know if you guys can see this, but on the top right here, the battery is a little bit low. I wouldn't be too worried about that. What we're gonna do, we're gonna log into the computer, look at the system information and see what the battery cycle count is, as well as see if this actually came from Apple, and I can add Apple Care on top of it. God, this screen is crazy. All right, so it says I'm on low battery. So first things first, I want to click on About This Mac. I want to go to System Report, and let's go ahead and see what the battery is looking at. So I believe that'll be under power, and the cycle count is 4. So this is pretty much a fresh battery that came from either Apple or the person before rarely used it. The maximum capacity is at 100%. So once again, for I think after tax it was like $1,600. This is a 16-inch that starts at $2,500 at retail a couple years ago. So for $1,000 off, I think it's more than worth it to look at the refurbished side of Apple. So I'm going to go to Apple real quick and just check what this laptop would cost under the refurbished store. So this is a Mac. It is a MacBook Pro. It is a 16-inch and it released in the year 2021. So it's $1,929, a little bit after taxes. You're sitting at around $2,000. And the reason why this one is about $300 more than what I paid is you're able to add Apple Care Plus after the fact. You cannot do that with other retailers like Amazon, Best Buy, Swappa, eBay, Facebook Marketplace. This is the benefit of going with Apple and why you're paying that premium price tag. Although from my own personal experience, MacBooks hold up really well, so I don't necessarily think it's worth it unless you have like kids around the house, or your laptop falls, or you're just bad with your devices. But once again, it's also covered with that 1-year limited warranty. Unfortunately, I don't have that access on this laptop that I bought from Amazon. Yes, the box looks like it came from Apple with the box and everything. Maybe Apple provided that to Amazon, but the actual warranty and the Apple Care you can add on top of that is not going to be available with this. So that pretty much wraps it up for today, guys. I forgot to talk about our sponsor for the video, Nobody. But in all seriousness, looking at the used market for MacBooks is a gold mine, especially right now. Once again, I picked this up on Amazon for, I think like $1,500. After tax was like $1,600. I'll have the invoice on the screen somewhere, but it is really hard to pass up a laptop, or I should say a MacBook, when they are heavily discounted, and the refurbished process is pretty rigorous when it comes to MacBooks. So my advice, if you absolutely want new, there's nothing wrong with that, but a better value is going to be coming from the used and refurbished marketplace. And I can highly recommend 9 times out of 10, better value of your money is going to come from here. So with all that being said, guys, hopefully you found this video informative. If you purchased refurbished Apple products, let me know down in the comments below what your experience is like, whether you agree or disagree. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Much love. Wait, I didn't even do my proper outro. I appreciate every single sub, like, and comment. And as always, much love. That's the proper outro.